I don't quite know how to start this letter. Lines like dear friends or colleagues seem inconsistent with our perceived relationship. Needless to say, I have not decided to abandon our friend's request that I chronicle my travels. My father would be proud to see that after all this time I became a scholar after a fashion. But I suppose I should start with the fundamentals of what I have learned and work my way up to the finer aspects. Although my knowledge is limited, I shall share what I know and what I suspect to be true. But first, a foundation. Look around you. Everything you see, the walls of your house, the air you're breathing, even the light entering your eyes, are all part of the Cosmere. It is all that is, all that was, and all that will be. Everything is connected by the forces that shape the universe. Light and gravity, investiture and cognition, even the souls of men are manifestations of the Cosmere itself. In my travels I have gained unique perspective of what the Cosmere is and what it contains. Our inheritance, our birthright, is to explore the vast Cosmere, our home, and in it to see the divine attributes that shape it. When I was first educated by my father, I often contemplated my place in the world. I would look north to the dark peaks that stood just at the edge of sight, and wonder what lay beyond them. I look back now and almost laugh at the wide-eyed youth who couldn't imagine a world larger than the town I grew up in. I, who have set foot in the shadows of worlds and cultures across space and time. Although my introduction to the greater Cosmere was a feat of happenstance, I find great pleasure in divining the nature of the universe in my own way. Before I write anything else, I need to clarify what the Cosmere is by a simple definition. There are three major aspects to the Cosmere. These three realms or dimensions shape and in turn are shaped by each other. They are effectively inseparable. Each one has its own rules and capacities. Despite their alien nature, the fundamentals of these realms are fairly straightforward. First, we have the tangible, or the physical realm. This is the home of all the peoples of the Cosmere. 3 dimensions, ruled by gravity and light. Physics is the language upon which we understand this dimension. Luckily, I was educated in mathematics and physics, a far more useful education than I appreciated at the time. Although the worlds of men and sentient races are separated by vast oceans of distance, these worlds each share a common element of mathematical proofs and similar ecosystems. Although the 3 realms are intertwined, it is unclear if the physical realm is dependent on the other realms to exist. However, it is apparent that the physical world has a dramatic effect on the other 2 realms, especially in the cognitive realm. When you step outside, you will find that you are followed by a shadow. Although you are the source of the shadow and its movements, the shadow is not a part of you, but a type of warped reflection. The cognitive realm is the shadow of the physical realm. Everything that has a concept, a form, or a name has a spark of cognition. By naming and defining the objects and forces of our physical world, we give them life and mind of their own. Most of the time, calling these entities intelligent is a stretch of the truth. Each idea starts as a small, simple spark, so fleeting that it is lost in a sea of drifting minds that form the substance of the cognitive realm. Sometimes these ideas can grow and take the form of intelligence all their own. I have heard tales of creatures like the Scions of Cell, which are created to help the Elantrians. I have even encountered some of the advanced cognitive minds that call themselves Spren on the shard world of Roshar. If you were to physically visit the cognitive realm, you would find that what we see as physical land mass is instead a sea of cognitive thoughts. Traversing in this sea can be tricky and even dangerous to some. In contrast, large bodies of water in the physical world manifest as solid masses, obscuring the mists that dwell below. Distance and time mean little in the cognitive realm, and the thoughts of men are connected from across the Cosmere. The men and women who world hop use the cognitive realm, which binds the various shard worlds together. Those who have learned the secrets of travel by investiture can travel the Cosmere by simply walking. The spiritual realm is the most mysterious of the 3 realms. In fact, I doubt there is any being that still interacts with the cognitive and physical realms who truly knows what lies beyond its borders. All that is known is that there is a part of man, an essence of some kind that exists in this realm. What is very strange is that most of the powers and investitures that are used throughout the Cosmere are manifestations of the spiritual realm in the physical world. Perhaps the soul forms a conduit of power between the spiritual realm and the physical and cognitive. I feel that there is no limit to the breadth and depth of the spiritual realm, and that mankind has only tapped into a minuscule sliver of the power that resides there. These three form the trinity of life in the Cosmere. However, to separate these into different categories is almost counterintuitive. In order to examine the different aspects of the physical, cognitive, and spiritual, we have to label and categorize them into different planes of existence. However, it is important to remember that these three occupy the same space or area. For instance, if you were to pass from the physical world into the cognitive world, you would seem to appear in an alien and unstable land of darkness and mist. However, in regards to traveling, you would remain in the same location and find many common recognizable landmarks on the other side. This connection is important. However, the different realms do not seem to share the laws of physics and time as we understand it. Having been one of the few to set foot beyond the physical realm, I've developed a deep appreciation for the complexity, depth, and scope of the universe. With all of our study and expansive thought, with the literal power of the gods at our fingertips, we still know so little about the ways and wisdoms of the Cosmere. I am not a scholar, not truly, which you, dear reader, must find incredibly frustrating. Yet as I look upon the surface of another world, I am compelled to learn all I can. This shall be the first of many letters, I'm sure. Despite my hesitation to agree to this arrangement, I understand the value of the things I've observed and hope to continue to observe. Should I fall prey to the dangers of the Cosmere, I would hope that I could leave some type of legacy. Be wary with these letters, for there are forces and organizations who seek to stop meddlers like me. I find that the more I learn and explore, the closer I get to catastrophe. Currently, I am returning to the Shard world Roshar. Something is happening there, and it's sending ripples throughout the cognitive realm. There is a darkness coming, and I think that's something I cannot ignore. Until the next time,
Elsric.